But today, after more than 100 years of production, the free-flowing crude here is long gone, while plenty of heavy or thick oil remains. Chevron needs to pump hot steam into the ground to thin the oil.
This field is 20 to 25 square miles, anywhere from 300 feet to 1,600 feet deep. That's an enormous amount of rock that has to be heated so that this oil will flow at rates that allow us to produce a commercial enterprise.
It takes 81 trillion BTUs of energy every day just to warm the ground here at Kern. Enough energy to power one large air conditioner for every human being on the planet. In Alaska, BP hopes that a similar technique will help save Prudhoe Bay. They're building giant heaters to warm and soften heavy oil, which is otherwise too thick to recover. Warming oil in the Arctic is no easy trick, but BP hopes it will keep Prudhoe producing for years to come. The difficulty of extracting oil from old fields around the world makes ANWR an appealing target. Over the past century, oil exploration has touched nearly every corner of the globe.
There's not a lot of easy oil left to be found, otherwise we would have found it, and that's what we would be targeting. You know, right now we're pushing out to more remote areas, we're pushing out to deeper water, whether it's Gulf of Mexico or even offshore Alaska, and continually looking for larger accumulations.
In the Gulf of Mexico, they produce twice as much oil as on Alaska's North Slope. And there's little close to shore that remains untapped. So companies are going further than ever before.
Discover deep seas, discover deep seas. Chevron 0 Charlie Victor.
Deep seas, go ahead.
Nearly 100 miles offshore, this ship is drilling one of the deepest holes ever drilled in the Gulf of Mexico. Chevron is drilling down more than 5 miles, as deep as Mount Everest is tall, all to look for oil that might be hidden in 7-million-year-old rocks.
Each one of us sends 64 tons of waste to the landfill during our lives. That's nearly 4 of these trucks filled to the brim. And there are more than 300 million of us, which means that together every year we generate 246 million tons of waste. We throw something away, and as far as we're concerned, that's the end of it. But it's not really the end at all. For example, as a nation, we throw away 60 million plastic bottles every day. That means that every second we throw out 694 plastic bottles. We also toss out 11 million tons of glass bottles and jars every year. That's the same weight as 440 Titanics or 30 Empire State Buildings. Most of our food has to be delivered as cleanly and conveniently as possible. We like everything nicely washed, packed, and especially wrapped. From cereal and pizza to meat and fish, we insist our food be untouched by human hands as we tear our way through mountains of packaging. Much of it is plastic. To make it easier to carry our packages home, we slip them into another plastic bag. Then, when we've unpacked our groceries, we throw all that packaging away in yet another plastic bag in the trash can.
Over a lifetime, we'll each throw away enough of it to fill up one of those trucks. That's 29,700 pounds, or just under 15 tons of it. All tossed out by each and every one of us.
It's not just plastic wrappers that we throw away. We also toss a huge amount of aluminum into the trash, and most of it is soda cans.
And we dispose of 100 million aluminum and steel cans every day, enough to build a roof over all of New York City. That's 36 billion cans tossed every year.